Have you ever found a YouTube rabbit hole so deep, so cavernous, so wide that you didn't want to know what lives inside? That was me. I stumbled across something so odd that I couldn't sleep until I got to the bottom of it. I was first notified of it when popular ASMR YouTuber Monkey Bang Dandle tweeted about it that caused a ripple through social media, eventually reaching me. Screaming Peter. When tragedies happen, they spread like wildfire across the internet. Terrorist attacks, beheadings, natural disasters. They are on your phone screen before the first bodies have gone cold. This was no different. The first time I saw it, I was physically sick, and I knew others would be as well. How can someone be so heartless, so reckless, so devoid of humanity? Well, today we're gonna find out. Who is Screaming Peter? Little is known about him other than that he is clearly a sadist. What has he done? He has betrayed the trust of millions of people. He went around and titled a video implying it was a perfectly normal, innocent ASMR roleplay. However, inside that malicious package was a man making loud, awful, sudden sounds. It is truly the worst thing anyone has ever done on the internet. I spoke to a few ASMR creators and fans about Screaming Peter to see if I could find out more about what's happening.
Oh yeah, I used to love ASMR. I used to make content myself, you see, back in the day. I used to be really into it. I used to upload twice a week, and it was great. It was a really fun time, yeah. But then recently, it was a man, Peter his name was, Screaming Peter. I saw one of his videos when I was drifting off, and he shocked me to my core. How could anyone be so evil, so malicious, so nasty? I'll tell you what, I turned my back on it. I completely turned my back on it. I'll never type in those letters ASMR into YouTube ever again. In fact, I ripped them off my keyboard. Well, I can't type most words. It's a pain. If anything, it was an overreaction, but still, it's a principle that counts. It's a fucking principle that counts. Don't you fucking dare come into my house and say the name Screaming Peter in front of me old mum. She's never been the same since. She hasn't blinked in 2 days.
Well, I was just staring out my window, thinking about life and the war. All the wars I've been part of over me 80 years of life. I thought I've had enough. I need to get on this new ASMR trend, clear the mind. First one that pops up is this Peter bloke. I trusted him, why not? But he was just making these loud, strange sounds with his mouth. I was sick to my stomach. This ain't relaxing, son. I didn't fight in the bloody American wars for this. I was sick all down me front and had to go to hospital for a bad case of the sick. Screaming Peter. That's a name I haven't heard in a very long time. Yeah, I remember Peter. Used to serve with him. You know, back when he used to work in the cafe. He was a nasty bastard then, and he's a nasty bastard now, I'm telling you. One time when we were working in the cafe, he dropped a pasty on the floor, and he picked it up with his foot and put it back on the counter. It was fucking awful. And he used to shit in the milk.
Howdy, this is a song I wrote about Screaming Peter after I stumbled across him on the internet. Take it away. Screaming Peter did a lot of things that made a lot of good people sad. Now Screaming Peter did a lot of things that made a lot of good people bad. Now he made people cry. And you know what we do, them people who make no people cry. We put him on a boat and put that boat in sea. And when that boat is in the sea, we fire a flaming arrow at the boat and kill whoever's on the boat. There's a little song I wrote. It's called Put Screaming Peter on a boat and fire a flaming arrow at the boat until he is dead.
Yeah, what do I know about Screaming Peter? Yeah, when I was on my gap year, I did my gap year on the moon. They sent me to the moon, and I was just there. And you have to keep yourself entertained when you're on the moon, else you go lunar crazy. It's a thing. So I was just watching ASMR videos, yeah. And I think I was watching at the time when I was doing it, which was last week. There was only one person that made ASMR videos. I think it's Scottish Murmurs. I think other people make them now. I don't know. Anyway, I was just clicking on, and then someone else popped up, someone called Screaming Peter, and I thought, yeah, all four of my dads are called Peter, so I thought, well, Screaming Peter, it's a sign. And then I watched it, and it was disgusting. I threw up all over myself. I contaminated the moon with a new bacteria. They found water there. That water is actually my piss. I was so disgusted at the video, I pissed on my phone. Yeah, it's Screaming Peter's he's a fucking charlatan.
How's you doing? You right? I'm fine. I just live here on this bench. Yeah, Screaming Peter. I'm doing well. Yeah, see, before I watched the video, I used to be a doctor. It used to be a brain surgeon, but I watched the video and decided, it's not worth it. So I live on a bench now in a park, and I just, this is where I live. I'm happy there now. I've seen enough. I'm going to off myself actually this afternoon if I'm honest with you.
After hearing the effect that Peter had on the public, it made me really want to track this man down and find out what he hopes to gain from this. But he is a tricky man to track down. I managed to find his email address, and he sent me this response.
Hi Danny, it's Peter here. I saw you were trying to reach out to me to get me to do a little bit for the video you were doing on me. I want to say you've kind of misunderstood me. I'm not evil, I'm not a madman, I'm not crazy. I think what you really need to understand is that...
This was the final straw. Something had to be done. Using some software I found on the internet that also emailed everyone in my contacts list and told them I was a nonce, I managed to track him down to the rough area of Swindon, a large town in England famous for being a bit shit. Rumour had it he lived in a bunker underground there. I tracked down the entrance to this bunker.
Screaming Peter, is that you?
Yeah, sorry, who's that?
It's Danny.
Danny Docile?
Yeah,
Oh, hey mate, what can I do for you?
you can say goodbye.
Finally, I had rid the world of that scourge. I went back to tell people what had happened, and that they could now sleep safe at night.
Oh, he's finally dead. I hated that man. But I knew his mum. She were lovely. She'll be very sad. Truly, you overreacted here, if I'm completely honest with you. You shouldn't have killed him. Maybe like a YouTube expose and just left it at that would have been nice, but he didn't deserve to die. He didn't deserve to die.
What? Screaming Peter? You killed him? That's actually a bit of a shame. As much as I'm disgusted by his actions, that isn't proportionate to what happened at all, actually. That's actually... I'm gonna call the police. Now.
You did what, sorry? You killed him? With a gun? That's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it, all things considered? Albeit he was a bit of a menace on YouTube, but you didn't have to fucking kill him.
With everyone glad that he had been eradicated and understanding that it was the best thing to do, my job was done. Until next year, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Happy Halloween.